Brandon Berry. He's 6'4", he weighs 200 pounds, and he's a senior forward. Fourth starter is Ezra Oliver. Ezra Oliver, number 24, a 6-foot sophomore guard. And the last starter is Devin Rafferty. He's a 6'4" junior forward. And the Cardinals led by head coach Richard Gatewood. Now on for the Wilmington Hurricane out of central Clinton County. The head coach is Michael Nasha, with assistant coaches Tony Berlin, David Washington, Nick Moles, and Brian Long. First starter is Alex Miller, a 6'4" junior forward. Joining him is Javen Cumberland. He is a 6'3" senior guard. Your third starter will be Dylan Beauregard.
You know, you hear it?
Dylan Beauregard, a 5'8" freshman guard, and also Jaron Cumberland, a 6'5" junior forward, along with Harley McPherson, number 33. And we are underway. Wilmington has the ball to start our contest. Wilmington white jerseys, orange letters and numbers in black trim. Taylor County in the gray jerseys with red letters, white numbers, red trim. Now with us, Wilmington's Alex Miller kicks it over far wing. Here comes a three. Bam! That three falls in. Javen Cumberland, our first field goal of the game. 3-0 Hurricane. And a turnover on the Cardinals. The Wilmington Hurricane back with it. Swung towards the far corner. Nice recover by Jaron Cumberland. The Hurricane controlling on the far wing. Back out for Beauregard. They'll swing it to the near corner. The Hurricane lead 3-0. 7:10 to go in our first quarter.
I think Javen Cumberland left that three-pointer from about where my car's at.
I mean, that was pretty far back. Good shot. Good start, and I think this is the third game in a row we've started with an open three.
And Jalen Cumberland adds on to his 3 points. He's got 5, and Wilmington leads 5-0. The Hurricane almost take it away for the second straight time, but Taylor County inbounds with 6:50 to go in the first quarter, and the Hurricane lead 5-0.
Can't say enough about good things about Jalen Cumberland. He's going to Oakland University in Detroit for a reason.
Oakland's pretty good. I know they play a strong team, and they always play a tough schedule as well. This game's getting physical here early.
Dylan Beauregard had the takeaway. Here is Taylor County. That first shot hits off the lower portion of the grass by Brandon Berry, picks up his own rebound, and an offensive foul will be called upon the Cardinals. The first foul of the game looks like knocking someone down is Brandon Berry.
Brandon Berry made the call real easy for the officials there. When you lower the shoulder that low and dip into the guy, the crowd is going to cheer because they know it's going the other way.
Now 2 turnovers for Taylor County.
Here come the Hurricane back in the front court. Stalking around the top, the key pulling it back is Dylan Beauregard. Swung to the far corner, the Hurricane control it. That's in the hands of Cumberland. He's got all 5 Wilmington points. Top the key time, that's Cumberland. Kicks it back. Here's a long three on the way. Hits the flinge. Cumberland can't nail that three down. Taylor County comes up with a defensive rebound. Ezra Oliver with the grab.
That one he just wanted to make sure that I locked my car.
Well, I tell you what, Michael Noska, the head coach of Wilmington, didn't flinch, so he must know that that's in his repertoire, and he's going to let that fly here and there.
David Sloan shot blocked the other way for Taylor County and Wilmington. They're heading to the line. Jalen Cumberland fouled. Second team foul upon Taylor County. And the referee makes her way to the score table. Second one, and the first one goes on Ezra Oliver. To the line goes Jalen Cumberland. He has all 5 points for Wilmington, hits the first of 2 free throws, and it's 6-0 Hurricane.
Yeah, that's 6'3" senior. Not only does he shoot 75% from the line, but shoots about 50% from the field, and he knows how to get to the rim and draw the contact.
Cumberland one more. He will bounce one in. Cumberland with all 7 Hurricane points. Wilmington leads 7-0. 5:51 to go in the first quarter as Harley McPherson subs out for the Hurricane in the place of Garrett Scott.
Good tempo here. I think if Wilmington's able to keep up with this tempo, Taylor County's either going to have to start running really quickly as that shot put up on the wing, or they're going to have to go to some kind of zone and get rid of it.
Brandon Berry with the miss. Taylor County almost strips it away from the Hurricane. Leaving it behind is Jaron Cumberland. And we're going to have a whistle in the court. Looks like Taylor County gets the ball back. This will be Wilmington with their first team foul of the game. And it's on Alex Miller.
And that's the first wrong thing Wilmington's done so far in this game, as they are up 7-0 still.
He just reached out and just shoved the guy after he turned over the ball.
Here comes Taylor County in the front court. Almost turned it over. Was the point guard down low in the back court. Landing on top of it, Ezra Oliver. He had the right idea, try to save it for his team, but they already crossed the blue timeline, and it's going back to Wilmington.
Yeah, that was a quick call, and as he was the first one to touch the ball. Had he let the defender touch it there, might have got away with it, but he was the first one to reach the ball, and in doing so, leads to the turnover.
On the left arc now, Wilmington crosses this. Now for Dylan Bogard at the top of the key, launching a long three. Won't connect, will be Jaron Cumberland. Defensive rebound for the Cardinals, and taking a push in the back was Quentin Gooden of Taylor County.
Yeah, Jaron tried to do his best Javen impression of his older brother there with the long three, unable to do so, but we'll see one of these. Somebody's got to score other than Javen, right?
Well, that's what I was going to say. You know, I don't think Coach Nauska's going to like that one as much. I would imagine if you look at his statistics, he probably shoots about 20% from out there.
Yeah, he's a bigger guy. You want to keep him on the blocks.
Garrett Scott with the first foul. Wilmington second as the Cardinals go for their first field goal. Brandon Berry with a jumper. It's 7-2 Hurricane. 4 3/4 left in our first.
Yeah, they're definitely going to look to Berry to give him a bunch of points. He's going to help assist Gooden for Taylor, and they're going to try to cut into this deficit. 2 points does not look very good at the 4:30 mark here in the first quarter.
Bogard connects it towards his right as Cumberland makes his way into the paint. There's a shot, short corner far side. Garrett Scott with the basket, the first bench points of the game, and Wilmington's lead is back up to 7.
Sorry.
Meanwhile, Brandon Berry launches a three. Wilmington comes up with a defensive rebound.
We talked about shooters in the last game, about how you just know because they play differently, wait for the head fake. You could tell that on that last made basket for Wilmington.
Yeah, Rafferty just went way up into the air, getting him out of position, and that's a good job.
Quentin Gooden takes it the length of the court for the Cardinals. His long two will bounce on top of the rim and nothing more. The Hurricane pull it back. Down low in the paint. Feed Cumberland the ball, and Cumberland with his third field goal of this first quarter. He's got 9, and Wilmington leads by 9 at 11-2.
He's either got stickum or he's played football at receiver in his life. How he caught that one in one fluid motion and threw it off the glass.
He used every bit of his nice identity there, using the grip. Great grab. Tough to bring down and gain your composure and get the bucket there.
Look at that three ball by Jalen Cumberland, as again he hit that one from right in front of his own bench.
Goodness gracious.
That instant replay brought to you by Crossover.
Not his bench.
Let's thank our sponsors here at SUV TV, starting with the ranks from Court Cred. It's the first fan-driven ranking system where your opinion matters. Rate, comment, and petition for your favorite high school basketball players available at the App Store. Taylor County back with the ball in the hands of Quentin Gooden. Wilmington 11 and Taylor County, Kentucky 2. Taylor County from Campbellsville.
Quentin Gooden's such a fantastic player. The number 2 junior prospect in Kentucky really set that up. 21 points a game, 4 assists a game as well.
Ezra Oliver with his first field goal, and Wilmington's lead trimmed down to 7 at 11-4. Hurricane back with it on the right arc. Now in the hands of Alex Miller. They'll swing it towards the corner on the far side for Garrett Scott. He'll connect with Cumberland at the free-throw line. Now back at the far wing in the hands of Scott. Scott with 2 points for the Hurricane. Now they'll look for Cameron Stewart on the right wing.
Can you guys see the setup on this, the way that they're spacing the floor, meaning Wilmington right now? It seems like everything is waiting to come back to Cumberland, but they went the other way, and they don't get a basket.
It was well done. Good motion there.
And with his second field goal underneath the paint, it's Brandon Berry of the Cardinals, 11-6, and back the other way is Wilmington's Garrett Scott. Thank you. I'll take it from here, and your package is delivered, 13-6 Hurricane.
He's got 4 of his team's 13.
In the paint are the Cardinals. Devin Rafferty gets fouled from behind, and that will be a foul upon the Hurricane. The third team foul on Wilmington, the second one on Alex Miller.
I got so caught up watching this game, I forgot that I was keeping score.
There you go. And what you meant to say was he's got the other 4
right.
for Wilmington.
Right.
As there's only been 2 scores in the game to this point.
First one up on the way, and Rafferty hits the first. He gets another one. 13-7 Wilmington, your score. 2:32 left in our first quarter.
He shoots 67% from the line this season. 5 points, 2 rebounds a game.
Harley McPherson checks back in for the Hurricane of Wilmington.
Interesting, they didn't put anyone down there to get a rebound. No rebound needed there.
Devin Rafferty hits both of them, and Wilmington now leads 13-8. 2 points for Rafferty, 3 scores for the Cardinals, 2 for the Hurricane.
Number 35, John Chuney, coming into the game now for the Cardinals. And Taylor's going to have to, he's going to be their big man as he makes his presence felt here immediately. He's going to be the big guy in the middle.
Garrett Scott, long 2, won't bank through, and a defensive rebound by Quentin Gooden of the Cardinals.
It was a fast-moving first half. Then 5 fouls happened, now 6.
Taking one in the back is Brandon Berry, and that's going to be Wilmington's ball.
No foul there. That one just goes out of bounds. Ran too close to the baseline, fell over the edge, and that'll give the Hurricane the ball. 3
turnovers now.
Wilmington up 13-8 as the Hurricane cross the blue timeline. Good screen set up as it comes out for McPherson. Now in the hands of Garrett Scott on the left wing with 1:57 to go. Turnover, and here's Cam Morgeson. Morgeson, right-hander, yes.
Wonderful play there, good adjustment. Wasn't phased, it was 1-on-3 there, and he just did it, just went straight to the hoop and a finger roll. Nearly gets a steal at the other end as well.
Now Wilmington's lead. Sucked down the 3. It's 13-10 Hurricane over the Cardinals of Taylor County, Kentucky. From the far wing, trying to bank one in was Cumberland. He is unsuccessful. And back the way, here's David Sloan. David Sloan with the flush. 13-12 Wilmington.
Fantastic player, 13 points a game. Visited Louisville yesterday. Both he and Quentin Gooden for that Duke game.
And tangled up for the ball. It's a jump ball, and the red arrow will give it back to Taylor County. Underneath the ball was Jaron Cumberland holding on, with 2 Cardinals coming in and pecking it away.
How many straight turnovers is that for Wilmington in a row? The fans are not happy, not pleased at all, and Taylor has gotten themselves right back into this ball game right now.
And it's going to be loud because there are fans as far as I can see, and then stacked up all the way against the wall.
13-12 Hurricane, 1:10 left in our opening quarter here on this Sunday evening. Wilmington versus Taylor County, Kentucky. Pulling up, free throw line jumper, just a hair too strong from Gooden, and back the way go the Cane.
Quentin Gooden may have gotten away with a little push there, got a little extension to give himself some room.
Marching his way into the paint, knocking the
basket.
Goal. He knocked the field goal down, but it's an offensive foul on the Hurricane, and it stays 13-12. Upon the Hurricanes' lead.
And you can see on the monitor that we're looking at Jaron Cumberland just sort of stalking back Cam Morgeson to the line. Morgeson back in, though. He's been injured for a majority of the season for the 16-3 Cardinals.
Cardinals kick it back out there in their front court. They'll zip it in an open 4 corner. Pushing his way through is Barry. Barry can't knock it in, but he will draw the foul. That is Wilmington's 5th. Of the half.
Yeah, they tried to get a charge, tried to get the momentum in their way. Referee's been calling it, so he tried to lay down and fall, but to no avail. That'll send the Cardinals to the line for 2.
Garrett Scott with his second on the night, 41.1 seconds, and Brandon Berry hits the first of 2. The Cardinals now 3 of 3 from the stripe. Brandon Berry, his free throw percentage on the season, 76%. A good average for number 14. Berry back to the line. He's got 5, looking for 6, and why not? He's got 6. It is a 14-13 Taylor County lead, 39 seconds, and a turnover. The Cardinals go back to work as Gooden high off the glass, counted for 2.
It feels like an earlier game with the game of runs.
It does, and I tell you what, Wilmington has absolutely struggled mightily since losing Javen Cumberland. As with him not in the floor, they have turned it over or not seen anything go down.
Off the hands of Cumberland as Barry goes up for a field goal attempt. That will roll off on the left armpit and back the way. Flying Dylan Bogart knocked down, and the rest will call a foul upon the Cardinals, their 3rd.
I give Bogart about a 4.5 on the roll. Wouldn't be a very good gymnastics move.
Needs a little practice in tumbling school there.
Cam Morganson with his first for Taylor County. Into the line will go Dylan Bogard. 7.1 seconds to go in the first, and Bogard hits the first of two. Wilmington now trails 16-14.
Amazing that they're even trailing at all here in the first quarter, considering how they've been, how they got off to a hot start, and now they have to climb their way back and try to keep this game. They're not going to have the lead at the end of the first quarter.
Jeffrey Mansfield checks in for Wilmington, and the second one is in for Bogard, as that is Harley McPherson back to the bench. It is a 16-15 Taylor County lead.
They better hurry. They're down to 4 seconds as they get across. Morganson all the way to the basket. Floater, no.
Morganson can't get the last second shot to go, and that is the end of our first quarter with Taylor County leading Wilmington, Ohio 16-15. Good first quarter, gentlemen.
Very, very good first. I'm very impressed with Taylor sticking in there and down, 7-0 to start, unfazed, takes 16 of the next 8.
Yeah, both teams a little bit of things to clean up. Wilmington with 5 turnovers, Taylor County with 3.
We'll take a quick break to roll it into the second quarter as you're watching SUV TV. Welcome back to Trent Arena, the home of the 13th annual Good Samaritan Hospital, flying to the tournament. And our game right now, 1 quarter in, Wilmington taking on Taylor County, and the Hurricane trail the Cardinals by a score of 16-15.
See what kind of adjustments both these teams make. It seems like in this invitational, the second quarter has been a little bit low scoring. Both teams kind of even getting their feet underneath them, or even if it's the refs getting their feet underneath them and calling a lot more fouls. So I'll see if it's a high-scoring second quarter or one of the low-scoring that we have been particularly seeing of late.
Hopefully it's the former.
There we go.
Down low in the paint, right-hander counted.
Good
Cameron
start.
Stewart with the basket for Wilmington, and the Hurricane lead 17-16.
Nice little floater.
Yeah, good to see Wilmington come right out of the gate and get that lead back in their favor, get the ball in their court.
Gordon past the blue timeline, swings it towards the corner. Morganson, 3, in and swish.
He had 4 hands in his face.
Morganson with 5, and the Cardinals lead 19-17. 7:22 remains in our opening half.
Usually you don't recommend the cross-court pass, but when the guy's that open, why not take it?
Well, unless it's Ayton throwing it.
There you go.
Chris Woolery into the game for the Hurricane.
He's 7 feet tall.
7:07 to Pole. In the second, down low, pointed back in is Chris Woolery.
Nice assist.
There it is, as it was intended and drawn up on the board.
I don't believe you.
All right.
Tied at 19, 6:54 to go in our first half. Back the other way, Brandon Berry, his 3rd field goal of the game, and the Cardinals back up by 2, 21-19. Berry with 8.
Notably different from the last game. We need more dunks.
Yeah. How about that? So I was totally right on this one, saying that it may be a slow-scoring quarter. Clearly.
Low roll now picked up by Cumberland. Kicks it back out for Woolery towards the top of the key. 3-throw line jumper. Stewart looking for one. It's too strong. Stewart pops it up off his hands. Now for Jalen Cumberland. Cumberland pulls up.
Wow.
About 16 feet. Hits the side of the basket. And with the offensive rebound and putback is Jaron Cumberland. It is a 21-21 all score.
Tell you what, if he wasn't fouled, he's a heck of an actor.
And Taylor County back the other way. They turn it over. Wilmington looking for a basket. And Taylor County swishes it away from the orange rim. Morganson open court. Right-hander over his shoulder. Counted for 2.
Gorgeous. He's probably had to deal with that most of his career, being a little on the short side, but finishes strong.
Watch for this throughout the course of this game. Brandon Berry, before he fired that one down court, used his other arm to create the space to do it. Watch and see if in the second half that's not an offensive foul.
Cam Morganson with 7 for the Cardinals. 3-pointer at the top of the key, missed by Cumberland, and back the other way goes Taylor County.
That's Sorry, correction, that's Jaron Cumberland, just to specify on which Cumberland's taken that long three. And he's 0 for 2 so far if my stats are keeping up.
23-21 Taylor County, 5:31 to go in our second quarter, and Wilmington will inbound it in their backcourt. Hurricane trail by 2. Taking his time, that is Dylan Bogard to his right, connecting with Jalen Cumberland. Back out for the point guard, Bogard, pointing towards his right, towards one of the 3 referees. This one on the near hand side, they'll spin it away from that referee in the hands of Garrett Scott. Wilmington with the ball, down by 2, now 5:08 to go in the second quarter.
Taylor County in 3-2 defense, that's to stop the three-pointer, and didn't do so well that time.
Jaron Cumberland with a tray. He's got 5 now for Wilmington, and the Hurricane lead by 1 at 24-23. 4:53 to go in the second.
It's because he moved to the corner instead of trying to throw it longer from straight away.
Yeah, he missed 2 from top of the key, and now it just moves over slightly to the right and drains it.
Lob pass from the hands of David Sloan, knocked away by Wilmington. It will stay with the Cardinals donning the gray jerseys with white numbers, red trim, and vice versa for the letters. Ezra Oliver returns. Oliver with 1 of the 3 Cardinals fouls in this first half.
Alex Miller's sort of the villain right now because he just denied us of an alley-oop dunk. It's good for him. It's bad for us.
Off the hands of Quentin Gooden towards the Cardinal bench, and Wilmington has it in the front court. Sweet possession for the orange and white.
We were talking about shoes in the last couple of games, about having bright, nice kicks. Coach Gatewood right now has got the pink tie and the pink shirt. He's rocking that. There's not very many guys you can see pull that off.
Oh, both of them, yeah. Usually you'll just see one part of the pink, but he's got them both out today.
4:26 to go in the second quarter as Wilmington leads by 1, 24-23. Pulling up, contested jumper, won't fall through. Jaron Cumberland with the offensive rebound and pushback. He's got 7 in this quarter alone. 26-23 Hurricane.
He would not be denied there. He got a good jump on the rebound. He knew he was missing the shot, so he got the rebound, put it back real strong, and there's a steal. Here it comes back the other way. Is he going to go to Dunktown? No. And 1. How about that?
Jaron Cumberland puts it off the glass, and he's going to the line to see if he can increase the Hurricane lead to 6. Right now, it's Wilmington up 28-23. 4th team foul on the Cardinals. Brandon Berry just took his second.
Just outside of Dunktown, you'll find a little stop called Layup City.
Nice.
And 1 is a little village inside it. He's happy to reside there. His coach is probably pretty happy, too, because he got the free throw.
Well, his car's definitely at the rest stop there. That's for sure, as he puts in the three-point play.
Jaron Cumberland with 10, and Wilmington leads by 6 at 29-23. 4:01 to go in the second quarter.
How about that? The third player now we've seen this afternoon.
Tam Morganson turns it over and gets it right back from Jalen Cumberland.
10-second count still in effect here, and they,
Quentin Gooden lowers his head into a Wilmington stomach. That's the 16th foul upon the Hurricane. And it will be credited to Cameron Stewart, his first.
Yeah, he had to try to rush to get across court. The ball is deflected, but the 10-second count was still not in their favor. It was still counting. So we'll see how the Cardinals are bringing up the ball less stressful this time around.
Quentin Gooden with a high dribble towards his left, finding Will Miller of Taylor County. Will Miller spins it back now high up for Ezra Oliver. Oliver far corner, David Sloan 3. You can count it for 3 points. David Sloan now with 5. It's a 29-26 Wilmington advantage.
There's a reason he's got offers from Kentucky Wesleyan, Western Kentucky, Wright State, and is being looked at by Louisville.
That was a clean shot.
Pass hits off the hands of a Wilmington Hurricane heading towards the locker rooms. It goes back to Taylor County, and the Cardinals trail 29-26, 3:21 and rolling to go in our second quarter here at Trent Arena.
I don't know much about Taylor County, but I do know that number 5 has to be able to shoot the free throw. You got a freshman in there, undersized, as they turn it over on a charge there. But that Will Miller is a 5'11 freshman guard. He is noticeably not the same size as the rest of the players.
First foul on David Sloan on the offensive call. Team fouls look like this: 6 for Wilmington, 5 for Taylor County. Hurricane back with the ball.
If Will Miller is 5'11", from here I'm 6'3".
Far corner 3 won't flush through for Cameron Stewart, and Taylor County with the defensive board, and the Cardinals quickly back the other way. Soft touch, Quentin Gooden, good for 2. He's got 4. 29-28, the Hurricane lead by 1.
It's kind of like a peacock when you see it out in the wild right now. It's so rare the way that he's able to get these buckets, but I imagine you're going to start seeing a lot more of them in the second half.
Cameron Stewart kicks it to the left wing, almost into the hands of Jalen Cumberland. He recovers it just by the blue timeline, and it is Bogard slipping it over far side of the court. Cameron Stewart doesn't see anything he likes as a Hurricane, so now try a three, near corner, putting it in is Jaron Cumberland, his second three-pointer on the night, and Wilmington leads 32-28.
Do you remember about 5 minutes ago we said he should stop shooting threes? Well, he's 2 of 2 since then, and I think he's 5 of 5 from the floor.
Jaron Cumberland with the takeaway. He can't put it back up and in, and here comes a 2-on-1 breakaway. Up, and David Sloan unable to flush it in. Wilmington zips back into the front court, and here's Jalen Cumberland leaving it behind, and it's Jaron Cumberland unable to put it up, but there is a foul. And looks like Wilmington's going to the line for 2, 16 foul on the Cardinals.
Yeah, you see the chemistry of the two brothers heading down the floor there. Nearly throws the alley-oop there. Can't finish, but end up getting the foul and ended up at the free charity stripe. Looking at 2 shots here.
Harley McPherson, first one up, and Harley McPherson hits the first of 2. Wilmington now up 33-28, 1:51 to go in the second.
That's a cool basketball name, Harley McPherson. He could play for Rocky Rockhold.
Harley's a pretty cool name. And we also have McPherson. That's a pretty cool last name, too. And seeing them double-double, it's double cool.
One thing I noticed, about Taylor County, reading about them, is they're very comfortable playing in the fast break. See how that plays with Wilmington as we go on.
McPherson misses the second as Wilmington leads 33-28, 1 3/4 left in our first half. We'll zip it back, Ezra Oliver, a nice jump to reel the ball back towards him. Gooden at the top of the key, screen set up by Rafferty. Here comes a long 2, that won't flush in for Gooden. And back the way go the Hurricane.
Gooden going to have to play defense. He got run over and drew the charge. He just beat Javen Cumberland to the spot.
Jalen Cumberland flies in the air, knocks down a stationary Cardinal for his first foul, Jalen Cumberland. And Wilmington now with 7, and in the bonus for the rest of the 1:30 to play in our first half, it's Taylor County.
90 seconds left. If you're Wilmington, you got to be impressed. Your 2 best players, 1 foul apiece between them. That ain't too bad. You'll take it.
Harley McPherson subs out for Chris Woolery. Woolery is 6'6", sophomore forward, checking in for Wilmington. It's the Clinton County team out of Ohio leading Taylor County, Kentucky, 33-28. Zip it over far side. The Cardinals will for Will Miller. Roll it down low, and unable to put it in is John Tuning. And that's going to be a foul upon the Wilmington Hurricane. And John Tuning waits to the line.
Yeah. Trudy just got in. He just came into the ball game, and he just stood at the block. He really didn't even move. The ball just kind of came to him, and he is brought into this game right now.
He is listed generously at 6'6", 270. I would put money on the fact that he's a defensive tackle on the football team.
Yeah, either that or the offensive line or some sort of center.
Tuning with 1. He's got 1 more as Wilmington's lead, and all down to 4 at 33-29 with 1:21 to go in our first. 1 more for the big guy, John Tuning. Tuning with a couple dribbles off his right palm. Leans towards the orange rim, up and at him, and through it goes. Tuning now with 2 from the stripe, 33-30. Wilmington is your score with now 1 1/4 to go in the second.
Should you say paw or palm? Because I'd believe both.
That's Jalen Cumberland. He can't convert for Wilmington, and back the other way, there's Brandon Barry. He'll hit it off the far wing. Barry slashes one, looking for Tuning in the paint, and Wilmington strips it away. We're down to our final minute of our first half. That pass almost goes out of bounds on the Cardinal bench. 3, and Cumberland, you can count it for 1, 2, 3 points.
How about that?
36-30 Wilmington.
He's 3 of 5 on 3, or excuse me, 4 of 6 on threes. Maybe don't get him straight away.
Bad idea.
Quentin Gooden heads towards the Wilmington bench with the dribble. Right hand, now left hand. Marches free-throw line extended. Gooden knocked down on the fadeaway. He can't get it, but an offensive rebound. And John Tuning with the push back. It's 36-32 Hurricane.
I love when bench players come in, and he's about the 5th player off the bench, and make an immediate impact and make themselves known in this game.
For both coaches, that is definitely something that you expect out of all your bench players to come in and convert, especially on a big stage like this. 5 seconds left. Jared Cumberland, long two, won't flush it. Offensive rebound, last second.
It counts if it goes.
And Cameron Stewart can't hit it in, and that's the end of the first half. Wilmington 36 and Taylor County, Kentucky 32.
First quarter of the game, you got to give it to Javen Cumberland. Second quarter of the game, Jaron Cumberland. As here he comes now on the replay now, and you can see Jaron Cumberland having himself a whale of a second quarter. 16 points in the half, not too shabby for a guy who started out 0 for 2 from behind the arc.
That'll do it for our first half. We will step aside, take a break, and bring you back second half action here from the James S. Trent Arena in Kettering, Ohio. At the half, it's Wilmington 36 and Taylor County, Kentucky 32. You're watching SUV TV.
Crossover intelligence for basketball can save you hours of time. We break down and stat your game film for you and act as your video coordinator by giving you searchable clips, advanced statistics, shot charts, and a lot of other great info that you can access from any PC or through our iPad application. Just upload your video through the Crossover website, and 24 hours later, your film will be completely indexed and tagged. Each play will become its own video clip, allowing you to search the footage for anything you'd like. Here we'll take a look at all 3-pointers that were made in the fourth quarter. All of your offensive and defensive sets can also be tagged, so you can view the appropriate clips and determine which plays are achieving the best results. You can add any clip to a playlist or highlight reel and share everything with your players or assistant coaches. Crossover will also provide you with all of the numbers from each game, including complete player stats for both teams and advanced metrics like these. We even take the shooting numbers a step further with an interactive shot chart that lets you visualize the data. Filter by player, quarter, makes or misses, and click on any shot to watch the corresponding video. Crossover intelligence will keep you from spending hours in the film room and get you back to actually coaching. Together, we can turn smarter video into more wins for your team. That's the crossover effect.
Right now we got Wilmington out of Clinton County and Taylor County out of Campbellsville, Kentucky. And the last one of the night is going to be Dayton Dunbar versus Ron Lemieux. The Lakers that we saw last night. It's going to be Dunbar's going to be
Dunbar's going to play hard.
I think both teams are. I just hope Ron Lemieux doesn't kind of slack off just because they're OT win.
Right. They won last night.
Yeah, OT. Did you open what? I don't know. That's crazy. I have my own.
So where's this being videotaped for?
This is actually available on the front page of FlyinToTheHoop.com. Like if you can't make it, then you click the link and it goes to here actually. That's a cool business card.
Yeah, it is. That is a really cool business card. I like that.
I like the ones that are shaped like the video. Prime for advertising. That's cool.
Yeah. Oh man.
That's how I am. I he yells, "Go McDonald's!"
That's a great one.
I love that story. It's one of my favorites.
Oh, I'm trying to think. I played girls basketball with Chris Mack. His wife coached she was the assistant coach at Coleraine when I was in high school. Then the head coach at Coleraine left, so she became the head coach. So, like, in between, like in the summer, I played girls basketball, as I said on the last game. I didn't make the men's team, so it was like, what do you got? Practice team. Well, it was a summer scrimmage, and he was there, and the guy just shot light. I mean, it's girls ball, but he shot lights out. It was insane. Like, he'd shoot it from half court and just drain it. I mean, yeah, it was so much fun. I'm trying to think. It's a great comment. What did he say? He's had a few good ones. But that is awesome. Go McDonald's. I love that. Where'd you hear that story at?
I think it's since that inquirer retweeted, and I retweeted back. I just remember that story. It was just
No, you're fine. And kick me out of the way at any point.
all right, gentlemen, ready to go?
This isn't fair. I get the one with the microphone on the right side.
Well, just flip it. You can flip it. Oh, I guess you can. Well, no, you can flip it. Just do this.
Yeah. That's why you go to broadcasting school, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, you okay? Wilmington, Taylor County.
The arsonist had oddly shaped feet.
Ha!
All right, we ready to roll?
Sure. We went through that whole Balboa City game and didn't make one Anchorman reference.
I did say San Diego.
And free.
Man, and I couldn't respond.
At the half, Wilmington leads 36-32 against the Taylor County Cardinals out of Campbellsville in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. And the Cardinals get the ball to start our second half. I'm Lee W. Mowen.
Hi there, Mike Hearn.
Oh, Paul Lockman, I was waiting. I saw the pen there, and it's a good introduction. I like it. That way I can't mispronounce my name.
Can I be Lee W. Mound? Is that possible?
Absolutely not. For money you can, I guess, but we're back underway as the Cardinals have it first in the second half. Brandon Berry finished the half with 8 points. Stops by the far wing, pushed away from Wilmington's Garrett Scott.
There it is. There's that push-off that you called earlier. You said second half. Sure enough, first possession of the second half. Berry gets called for the push-off with that extra hand, and that is his third team foul, first of the half. Tough break for the Cardinals.
It always seems like that there's one thing where the officials, when they come out of halftime, whether it be hand checking over the back, which we saw in the last game, or that they try and make a concerted effort to change in the last 16 minutes.
Even officials try to make adjustments, second half adjustments.
Wow. Speaking of adjustments.
In the paint, pushing it in off the square. Jalen Cumberland now with 11, and Wilmington's lead is at 6 at 38-32. 40 seconds have ticked off of this third quarter here at the James S. Trent Arena. Wilmington versus Taylor County in the Commonwealth of Kentucky.
A couple of big things. 8 turnovers for Taylor County in the first set. 11. Turned into 13 Wilmington points.
Missed shot to the left of the rim by Quentin Gooden, and it looks like it's out of bounds on Wilmington, who are donning the white jerseys, orange letters and numbers, and black trim.
Yeah, Jaron Cumberland just kind of lost that ball on the baseline, hit off his leg, went right out of bounds, and that'll give the Cardinals the ball for a very short time as it is immediately stolen and taken straight to the hoop by Javen Cumberland.
That's 4 points for Jalen Cumberland in this third quarter. Wilmington outscoring the Cardinals 4-zip, 40-32 Hurricane, 6:48 to go in the third quarter.
Just be careful, guys, on there. There's a misprint on the stat sheet. It says Hurricanes, but we haven't been fooled yet. It is singular, Hurricane.
David Sloan, the 5'11 sophomore, being looked at by pretty much everybody, Western Kentucky, amongst them with a basket.
7 for Sloan, 40-34, Hurricane on top. At the top of the key, here's Dylan Bogard, who finished the first half with 2 points. They'll knock it back towards Jalen Cumberland. Inside the row, kicks it up for Alex Miller. And the Hurricane will reset their offense, as right now there are 4 Cardinals on the back line, resulting in a 1-4. But that's going to be an outstretched 2-3 as they now set to their formation. Wilmington in the far corner, roll back out in the hands of number 34, Jaron Cumberland, and we will have a foul going against the Cardinals.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, Jaron might have got away with one, used a little extra liberties with the stiff arm, but nonetheless, blocking foul on Taylor.
Devin Rafferty with his first foul of the game. Cardinals second of the half. And Wilmington gets it back. 2:04 ticked off the third. Jaron Cumberland stolen away with the ball. He gets it loose it back, and he
looks to be fouled by Barry.
That's a Wilmington offensive foul.
Ooh, no, good call there. I thought they were going to call Barry with that, but Barry did come down with the ball, and they are going to get Jaron Cumberland with his second foul.
Cardinals back with it. Quickly stolen away in front by Dylan Bolgar. Bolgar can't pour it through, but he will be going to the blue stripe. Jaron Cumberland for 2 as Wilmington leads by 6 at 40-34.
Yeah, real strong move. Just getting those the steal at first, which, I mean, turnovers in your back court, never a good thing, and that leads to 2 easy-looking free throws with nobody to guard him here.
First one up and counted for 1. Jaron Cumberland had 16 points in that second quarter, and the Cardinals will call a 30-second timeout. Let's take a thank you timeout for our sponsors here at SUV TV. Starting with Court Cred from the ranks. It's the first fan-driven ranking system where your opinion matters. Rate, comment, and petition for your favorite high school basketball players. Ranks is available on iPhone and iPad from the App Store. Also, Crossover Intelligence for basketball. It can save coaches hours of time. They'll break down and stat your game for you, giving you searchable clips, advanced statistics, and an interactive shot chart. Stop wasting time in the field room. Go to crossover.com. That's with a K.com. And also check out CoachHemi.com, where coaches go for the X's, the O's, and the X's and O's. 5:46 to go in the third. Wilmington 41 and Taylor County, Kentucky 34.
I was going to say, Paul made a comment about how Jaron Cumberland doesn't have anybody on him. He's 2 of 2 from the line. Normally when I make that dissertation, he misses like he did here.
You know, I haven't jinxed him, but that was your time. That was your time for the broadcast.
And it was right on cue.
Absolutely.
Jaron Cumberland misses the second of the nightcap. It's 41-34 Hurricane as the Cards go back to work at the top of the key. Gooden towards the left, on the left arc, pulling it back is Rafferty. Now they'll swing it cross court for Gooden. Gooden looks at his options from the free-throw line. Gooden, fade away, count it, that's 2, and beautiful. Gooden was 6.
That is beautiful.
The biggest part of that is that Dylan Bogard bit the fake so bad he was on his heels and almost fell down.
And back the other way for Wilmington is Jaron Cumberland, building on his gigantic second quarter, now with 19. And it's Wilmington 43, Taylor County 36, 5 minutes to go in the third. Past the free-throw line, Gooden can't get the one bounce through the strings, and back their way go the white-clad Hurricane.
Just to slow things up, David Sloan puts one into the front row.
Thing Taylor's got to look out for is after a made bucket by Wilmington, whoever makes the bucket, they seem on guard, ready for that inbound pass, and they have stolen a few of them away from the Cardinals, and they just have to maybe throw a little pump fake in there. Maybe that'll get you a fast break the other way if they're going to try to jump the route on you.
That's actually why Gooden missed his last shot, because he tried the double pump to move the defender.
What a spin move in the perimeter for Jalen Cumberland. Jalen Cumberland with 6 in this quarter, 15 on the game, 45-36, a 9-point lead for Wilmington.
I'm dizzy from watching that spin move, that is for sure. Goodness gracious.
From the far corner, pushes his way forward. His shot just a bit too strong. Brandon Barry and Cam Morganson told to get his stuff out of here.
Come back next week and get that shot back.
And Devin Rafferty can't pull one from the free throw line. And that will be Wilmington jumping on top of the ball, keeping Cam Morganson away from the orange spear. And right now, there is someone down on the court.
Slow to get up, and I think what they called is a timeout after that was all said and done, now that the dust has settled. we're going to have to get a towel out there, and that's not something you want to see. That's Barry, best defensive and offensive player on the floor for the Cardinals.
Barry yet to get a point so far in this young second half. He finished with 8 on the first half. Brandon Barry also with 2 offensive rebounds, 2 defensive for 4 rebounds as we take a look at the instant replay by Crossover. You see the camera down on the court as Wilmington goes to work. Jalen Cumberland, spin me around, right round, round, round. Basket's good for Jalen Cumberland.
And what you didn't see was Paul closed his eyes and turned away that time because he's still dizzy from the last time.
I love the right round reference there. That's some good stuff. I'm now singing it in my head.
Like a record, baby.
I wasn't gonna say it.
I mean, if you're going to say it, you might as well finish it.
Maybe we'll sing for the fourth quarter as Wilmington leads 45-36, a 9-point lead from the school in the heart of Clinton County, Ohio.
As long as we don't have to sing for our supper.
There we go.
That is true.
I ain't getting paid.
Alex Miller, he turns it over and Cam Morganson holds on to the handle. Morganson, far corner, Sloan, 3.
Holy Christmas, you have to be kidding me. That shot should have been blocked into the stands, and instead it is a rainbow straight into the hoop. Holy moly.
I personally think it should have been worth 5.
And here's Jalen Cumberland pulling up to the near corner for a 3. He is fouled from beyond the arc, and he's going to shoot not 2, but 3 from the blue free-throw line.
Go back to that last shot. It was one of those Globetrotter shots.
That was. I expected a bucket of water to fall on somebody here soon. But Quentin Gooden, surprised that he got called for this foul, but he clearly did get a hand on the shoulder of the free throw shooting Javen Cumberland.
Well, now here's a question for you. Cumberland's at the free throw line. When's the last time you saw, not at the end of a game, an entire team standing on the sideline while their teammate is shooting a free throw?
They could take their time. He's got an extra one to shoot, and since he's made the first 2, now he's going to go for 3 with the new fashioned three-point play.
17 points for Jalen, and now make it 18. He connects on all 3 points. 48-39. Wilmington is your score with 3:44 to go. And our third quarter here at Trent Arena in Kettering, Ohio, the home of the 13th annual Flyin to the Hoop tournament. And I tell you, every game has been spectacular thus far.
Every game has something, has a storyline, that is for sure, no matter what the score ends up being.
Gooden rakes it in with his left arm off his muscle, and he puts it in for 2. He's got 8, Quentin Gooden does. 48-41 Hurricane.
Quietly they have gotten this lead down to 7 for Wilmington.
I'd be willing to bet you're going to see a lot more Quentin Gooden as we get into the fourth quarter.
Top the key, launching the 3, bang! That is Garrett Scott with his first 3-pointer hit. He's got 7, and Wilmington's lead is now at 10, 51-41.
Give me the assist there. As soon as I say they're quietly within 7, there's a 3, timely for Wilmington.
Now with it in the hands of Quentin Gooden. Into the lane, it's swatted away. Nice pull down by Rafferty, but he goes up without it. And the loose ball finds Jaron Cumberland. Left-hander, too strong. Defensive rebound for the Cardinals, Quentin Gooden. And a whistle from the refs. That's going to be a Wilmington foul in Taylor County's backcourt.
That is a terrible foul. Alex Miller just need to let him go and get back on defense. Take the missed shot with you. Though a great lead pass there to lead to the attempt for Wilmington. I think that was a 6 bounce pass right down the middle of the lane, and Cumberland almost put it in.
Or a strike. Just bolted up the floor.
That's the way I bowl it, straight shooter.
Right.
2:35 to go in the third quarter.
So bumper lanes
lead at 10, 51-41. Quentin Gooden now swings it. That pass goes down the lane into the fans.
Whatever you were reading, sir, it wasn't that important. As his book just comes right out. I hope he was reading about this game, because you might want to be watching this
game. The guy in
game.
the front row paid $5 for that program, and it just met the floor. And everybody around him is just laughing right now.
Last night we had a fan with a quick pass towards him, and he dropped half his bag of popcorn with 2 1/4 to go in the third. It was quite a mess.
That was a waste of $2.
Now on the far wing, holding on is Jaron Cumberland.
No way.
Downtown.
Oh, boy.
Cumberland with his first three-pointer since the second, and Wilmington's lead is now at 13. 54-41, 1:56 to go.
An impressive 22 points for Cumberland. My goodness. He's showing up his older brother now.
I didn't even write the three down yet. I'm still in shock that he took it from like 28 feet.
My goodness.
In the hands of Gooden on the near side of the perimeter. He can't get it to fall, but he draws a blocking foul, and Gooden will go to the line for 2 free-throw attempts. And Wilmington's foul goes on Cameron Stewart. That is his second, and the Hurricane third of the half.
One of the only people I've ever seen take one of those threes in that situation was Thunder Dan Marley in the 93 finals against the Bulls.
Boy, I tell you what, you miss a lot of references. I'm not sure many high school fans nowadays will be able to pick up on that one.
They've got YouTube.
They do, you know what? There's no excuse then.
Which coincidentally, you can find highlights of all of these games.
There you go. How about that?
54,
Nice segue.
42.
It all comes back
Wilmington.
around.
First one hit by Gooden. Second one, too. And Gooden with 6 in this third quarter. 10 on the game. 54-43. Wilmington's lead at 11.
Good to see Taylor out there and a little bit of pressure to start.
Here's a far corner three, and Jalen Cumberland can't throw it in. And the other way, Brandon Berry chugging along. Count the field goal, and he draws contact in the back. He's got an and one opportunity coming to him.
I heard the uh-oh. I know you thought it was dunk time. But finger roll layups are just as nice.
He was being followed closely from behind. I think we called it right. Chugging is the word that I would use to express that, because had he been a little more, let's say, fleet of foot, he would have been probably pulling that rim off.
Certainly it would be shaking at this point.
Dylan Bogard with his first foul for Wilmington. That's the team's fourth. Both teams with 4 in this half, with a minute 25 to go in the third, and Wilmington's lead at 54-45. A 9-point advantage for the orange, white, and black.
So for a team that didn't have a scorer in double figures at the half, congratulations to Taylor. You now have 3 players with 10 points. So a little bit of balance. They need a lot more scoring if they're going to want to come back and win this game.
Cam Morganson with 7 as well, so he's almost there.
There you go. 9 points separates these two teams.
Brandon Berry with the and one. It is good. He's got 11 on the game, and it's a 54-46 Hurricane advantage with a minute 25 to go in the third.
Smart move by Cam Morganson. I don't need to touch that ball. That's your ball. That's not my ball yet.
Jalen Cumberland travels as he releases a pass towards his right for Dylan Bogard, and Taylor County looking at some good court position. That is 10, count them, 10 turnovers for the Hurricane of Wilmington.
Also, here you go, a little spark for Wilmington as Garrett Scott comes back in. He's played a nice game with 7, and the three-pointer that he drilled earlier in the third quarter. Great bench play for Wilmington tonight.
1:19 to go in the third as the Cardinals set up, top the key, rolling forward is Rafferty, but his pass finds a Hurricane hand instead. We're going to have 2 thumbs up from the nearest referee, and the jump ball goes towards the left. That's the way Wilmington goes.
Well, I give the effort for both those teams 2 thumbs up. That was well done. Both teams not afraid to get a little court burn, sliding. It hurts to hear that sound, but these players aren't afraid to just dive at that ball like it's a pool on a hot summer day.
Bouncing ball out of the reach of Jaron Cumberland. It will go out of bounds on the Cards, and Wilmington back with it in their front court.
So they had to have said that Quentin Gooden touched that. It's one of those, I firmly believe this morning that he cut his fingernails, he would have been getting the ball right now.
Loose ball, Rafferty trying to pick it up. Nice save by Jalen Cumberland. He connects it behind him for Garrett Scott. And there's a lace now for Jaron Cumberland. 3, that will just bank all over the top. Offensive rebound for Jalen Cumberland. He can't put it back and through, and Taylor County will march the other way. Here is Morganson from the near wing, rolls it down. That's off a foot of a Hurricane player, and it will stay with the Cardinals.
40.6 to go, and you're trailing here by 8 points. You need this bucket to go down in the worst kind of way. That way, to keep this momentum, you've had such a good quarter. If you're Taylor, you don't want it to go to waste in the last 40 seconds of this quarter.
Cameron Stewart checks back in for Wilmington. It's Cardinals ball at the top of the key for Gooden. Gooden rolls his way past the free-throw line, knocks the Hurricane player down, and that's going to be traveling on Quentin Gooden, giving the Hurricane the ball back with a 54-46 lead, and 33.5 seconds to go in the third.
A good thing for the Cardinals that they called a travel on that play, as you could tell the referee almost wanted to call a charge. He started to get into that pose, but did not.
Jaron Cumberland, nice pass down low to him. He pushes it through, and Wilmington's lead back to double digits, 56-46 Hurricane.
Harley McPherson just peekabooed that one underneath. Took a perfect bounce for the layup.
David Sloan with a sharp right curve towards the orange rim. He draws Wilmington contact, and the third foul goes upon Garrett Scott. That's Wilmington's fifth of the half, and that will put David Sloan to the line for the first time tonight.
Just Garrett Scott and Alex Miller with 3 fouls for Wilmington. First trip to the line for Sloan as he comes up empty on his first shot.
And this quarter, Taylor County now 3 of 4, and Wilmington on the other side 4 of 5.
That is actually Taylor County's first missed free throw. They're now 8 of 9 in the game.
One more attempt for Sloan. Up, and it will bank off. He misses them both, but we have a tangling on the ball. The refs quick with the whistles. It's another jump ball, and the arrow goes to the right. It stays with the Cardinals with 12.1 seconds in the third.
It doesn't seem like much, but switch of the possession error so much in this quarter, it ends up being big here now with the 12 seconds left on who gets the ball to start the fourth quarter.
Airmail to the near arc and the hands of Barry. Barry backs off. He's got 3 fouls, 11 points, 5 seconds now left near corner, and we have a holding foul on Wilmington as Cam Morrison breaks free. And Wilmington's foul looks like that goes on Cameron Stewart. That is his third to match his number 3 on his white jersey, and that's the team 6 for the Hurricane. 3.6 seconds left in our third quarter as Taylor County 3, 2, top the key 3.
Yeah! How about that?
Quentin Gooden ends the third quarter in style.
That's the same one that we had the last time, where he sort of got lost in the beginning of it, recovered quick enough, and hey, I found it, I'll put it in the back of the net.
It's almost like they forget how much time's left, realize it with 1 second left, and drained it for 3. We got a replay of it right here.
This is Wilmington with a 3-point advantage. Look at the downtown shot on this beauty. Kaboom!
Jaron Cumberland, that's unreal.
I tell you what, he has made up for the fact that he missed the first 2 3-pointers he took, and we may have been too quick to judge him because he has come out on fire and has a game-high 24 points.
Here's the one by Gooden to end the quarter as he loops around the screen. Boom.
Swish. Count it. And that's the kind of momentum swing that they needed. Now down 7 points instead of 10. You had such a good quarter. Now,
build on it.
Yeah, build on this. You're down 7. If you're the coach of Taylor right now, you got to be getting into your kids. You got to be telling them this is the time. We have to strike. We're down to 8 minutes.
Remember about halfway through the third quarter, I said Quentin Gooden was going to have to take this game over. Now the 3-ball looks nice, but it's sort of a luck play in a way that you had enough time to pull that off. I really feel like the first couple of possessions for Taylor County, they're going to have to run them through him.
He's definitely drawing attention from the home white jerseys. It seems like whenever he drives the lane, there's at least 3 to crowd around him, and they've been fouling him. That's their only way they've been trying to stop him to this point.
Garrett Scott looks to inbound it for Wilmington. They get it for the fourth quarter, and the arrows will swap. The Hurricane with the ball. We are underway for our final quarter in regulation as Wilmington leads 56-49. Jalen Cumberland, he can't nail the 3 from the near wing, but an offensive putback and stripped away. Harley McPherson cannot nail it in, and back their way go the Cardinals. Brandon Barry. A 2-hander spins away from the orange rim, and back their way go the Hurricane. Jalen Cumberland up front. Right-hander 2. Strong tip in. Counted for 2 for Harley McPherson. And it is a 58-49 Wilmington advantage. Here's Quentin Gooden. He dribbles with his left hand, handing towards the corner. Now with some speed past the perimeter, met by the chest of Harley McPherson. Now in the paint, Rafferty, he puts his cape on, left hand up, Rafferty for 2, and he gets a chance to put one more on the board as Wilmington's lead now scissored down to 7, 58-51, 7:12 left in the fourth.
Absolutely love that play right there. He just did a little fake out like he was going to get it back out to the arc. Did not, went his own way, straight to the hoop, draws the foul and the bucket. Good finish. Way to get your name known, Rafferty.
You know, my wife told me it would be insane if I wore a cape. Devin Rafferty, it worked out for him.
Oh, yeah.
He got a 3-point play.
He's on the court. You're up here. You'd get a lot of looks, that's for sure.
It would be a little weird if you had a cape on the broadcast, Michael. I'm sorry. 58-52, Wilmington leads. Here's a long 2, rolls out for Scott, and Devin Rafferty with a bunch of bodies behind him breaks in the defensive rebound.
Gooden got a little piece of that, and I think altered it while it was in the air.
Cam Morganson for Taylor County goes towards the left. We'll have a whistle and a hold on Wilmington's Jalen Cumberland for his second foul.
Do they do wrestling in here? Because that's what that looked like. It looked like a takedown.
Give him 2 points. Oh, well, I guess we can't give him 2 points. Different sport.
Well, you could, but I don't think that it'll go on the board correctly.
Jalen Cumberland with his second. That's the 18th foul on the Hurricane. And it's 1-and-1 time for Quentin Gooden and the Cardinals. First one up, and count the first. Bonus time on the way as Wilmington's lead pounded down to 5, 58-53.
Boy, that is painful. Off-the-ball foul right there that leads to free throws for Taylor. They weren't even taking a shot attempt, and now they get 2 free points. And don't look now, but it is a 4-point basketball game.
74% free-throw shooter was good, and he is now a perfect 4 for 4 in the night. As Wilmington's up 58-54, loose ball in the backcourt. It is off a Wilmington player, and back with the ball go the Cardinals, down by 4.
Another over and back situation, and there's a timeout by Taylor. They have momentum, and now you just kind of adjust and keep moving forward. And this timeout is probably in the eyes of Taylor. This is a good one. And if you're in a white jersey, you're kind of slow to the huddle because you're probably not going to like what you hear.
11th turnover on the Hurricane on this game. 58-54. Wilmington is your score. 6:33 to go in the fourth quarter. This has been a great classic game that all three of us had the privilege to see here on Kettering Fairmont's home court.
And it's gone back and forth, too, because Taylor County led 16-15 after 1. They trailed 36-32 at the half. 56-49 Wilmington after 3, but they've got it back down to 4, and I think it's important for them. I was talking about setting the tone with Quentin Gooden to really come out and just not try and get it all in one shot, but chip away, and knock the tree down.
6:33 is not a lot of time, but when it's a 4-point game,
it's
plenty of time. Plenty of time.
Depends on which side you're on. It's also forever if you're the team with the lead and you're chasing to keep that lead.
Oh boy, there's so many different angles you can look at. It makes it easy for broadcasters like us to just sit here and nitpick from up here and not have to deal with the conclusions of a loss or celebrate a victory.
And don't forget, well, how fast these transitions have been for both teams. That could still be a lot of points put on the Fairmont Firebird scoreboards. Nice connect for Gooden, up high, and Gooden slices it down low, and Wilmington's lead is now down to 2, 58-56, Hurricane on top.
All it takes is a simple spin move there, and a good play. Great timeout right there by Taylor. Big to get 2 points right out of it.
13 for Gooden here in the second half, only having 1 bucket in each of the first 2 quarters.
And we'll have a foul on Taylor County behind the back. It's Ezra Oliver with his second of the game. That's the team's 5th for Taylor County, and will stay with Wilmington on an inbound pass.
Yeah, no harm foul. As long as the foul's not on number 3 or number 14 in gray, you're in good shape. No one else has more than 3 fouls.
Placed back towards the top of the key. Jaron Cumberland reels it back home. Here's Jalen Cumberland. He hits the 3 from the near corner. Counted for 3. It's now 61-56. Hurricane, 5:55 to go in the fourth.
Yeah, Javen Cumberland's used to having his brother just toss him one and getting that feel of the pass. Makes it look easy, putting it in for 3.
Here's Barry, top the key towards his left, finding Rafferty outside the paint. Rafferty bouncing around the arc. Screen set up as Gooden looks to slash to the basket. Gooden, right-hander, that is just a little bit too low. Rafferty can't pour it through, and looks like Rafferty drew the foul, and he's going to the line
Should be on
for two.
Jaron Cumberland. That'll be his third.
Actually, they're calling it Alex Miller. That's his fourth for Wilmington, and the Hurricane ninth of this second half.
I think Gooden had a chance to dish it off to Rafferty before he made the move, but instead he went up with a shot attempt. Rafferty just lucky enough to be there to get the rebound, goes up strong, and he'll get fouled anyway. So maybe a lost opportunity, but get a second chance, and now another chance here at the stripe.
Devin Rafferty, a perfect 4 for 4. I'm sorry, 5 for 5. He hits the second one too, and Wilmington's lead pounded down to 3 at 61-58. 7 for Rafferty with 5:27 to go in the fourth, and pushing his way through the paint. That is Jaron Cumberland. He will be rewarded with 2 free throws.
Rafferty, if you're going to want to stand tall, stand tall. If you're going to want to take the charge, take the charge. He wanted to do both at the same time, and that's what the end result is, a blocking foul.
Yeah, exact opposite of what we just had on the opposite end.
First one is up, and Jaron Cumberland hits the first of 2. And Jaron Cumberland now with 25 as Wilmington leads 62-58.
3 of 4 from the line. Not as good as that Kennard kid last night.
Oh, boy.
32 of 40.
34 of 40, that broke a state record. I had the play-by-play of that game, and I tell you afterwards, I couldn't muster any words.
Nothing more exciting than seeing a guy shoot 34 or 40 free throws, huh?
And still score 13 other points.
And back the way, Brandon Berry deposits one for his 13th point of the night, and Wilmington back up by 3, 63-60 with 5 minutes to go in regulation.
Smart play by him, too. As a senior, he knew not to initiate the contact. He pulled back, double pumped, and just sort of kissed one off the glass.
Rafferty somehow gets the charge here. He kind of did the exact same thing he did last time, where he stands tall, but this time he kind of gets knocked back, and they give him the benefit of the doubt. He didn't fall to the ground or any of that, but he still gets the charge, and that'll be a problem. You got to stop the clock on these things. I know my basketball league, we stop the clock at under 2 minutes on dead balls, at a running clock other than
Unless you're that guy out west that was coaching that 161-2 game.
Women's basketball suspended next 2 games.
His son, by the way, his son ends up coaching the next game, right? They win like 83-20.
Well, that's not as bad or anything. I'm just wondering who's cheering up 133-2, and they hit another 3. Oh, yeah.
They scored 100 in the first half.
Oh my goodness! How do you?
And that team that got beat 161-2 lost by 90 in their previous game, not against that team.
Okay, maybe it's that other team. You know what? Maybe I needed to do my homework on that. You don't lose a game by 90. Goodness.
David Sloan drives the ball past the blue line off the Firebird's beak, rolls it in the paint. Rafferty off the glass. You can say yes to a field goal for Rafferty. 63-62, Wilmington's lead is now down to 1.
I tell you what, none of us had Rafferty as a key player, but he has been the spark for the Cardinals off the bench.
Off the bounce, through the strings, counted for 3. That's Jalen Cumberland with his second three-pointer of the fourth. And Wilmington back up by 4 at 66-62.
That was absolutely necessary for the Hurricane, as they needed that one. Momentum was swinging way too much in the favor of the Cardinals.
Here's Barry.
Wow.
Nice shot by Barry. He's got his second field goal of the fourth, 66-64 Hurricane.
Triple pumped.
Oh! Brandon Barry swats it out of bounds as he leans over Garrett Scott, who has 4 fouls for the Hurricane. It will still remain with Wilmington with 3:53 to go in the fourth.
Garrett Scott better be thanking his teammates. He is not happy about getting shown up. He got swatted, and just the way that Barry came down, he came over the top of him, and Barry even tried to initiate a, hey, give me a fist bump. Ain't happening here.
Ask for a new basketball. I'm pretty sure that one's lopsided.
Oh, boy. He got that one smacked out of the way, and as I said, he was landing over top of him like he had just committed a sack.
Jalen Cumberland, 3 from the far wing, and Wilmington leads by 5 at 69-64.
I personally think he walked away too quickly. I would have stood there with my hand up.
Oh, boy, that's how you get the technical.
Of course, I don't have 27 points.
There you go. That is no sportsmanship at all there, but I did like to see the sportsmanship shown by Barry to come over and at least attempt. I understand it was just unfortunate where he kind of came down, and it looked like he was trying to impose more than he was. And I give credit to Barry because he got out of there as soon as he kind of realized it. I mean, no one likes to get swatted the way he did, yet alone the guy who did the swatting come up right over top of you.
Wilmington has 69 points right now. The Cumberlands have combined for 53, but that's not even the important part of this. Javen Cumberland has 4 threes, 3 of those coming in this quarter, and Jaron Cumberland had 3 of those in the second quarter, added 1 in the third, so by my math, that's 8.
And Jalen Cumberland, his first three-pointer was the first basket we saw in this contest. A very quick, rapidly moving game between the Wilmington Hurricane out of Clinton County and Taylor County in the Commonwealth of Kentucky from Campbellsville.
You think Jaron Cumberland started to give Javen a little bit of grief there on the bench? Hey, I got more points than you now. And then Javen comes out and just starts draining threes like it's his job, which it is.
Sloan fingertips one towards the right for Gooden. Gooden ran into a chest of a Wilmington player. Top the key, Gooden, good moves, pumps his way into the lane, but he doesn't get enough mustard on his shot. Wilmington airmails this one, count it. That is Garrett Scott now with 9, and we will have a tumbling for the ball right by the blue mid-court stripe.
The only thing I don't like about that is Quentin Gooden, he tried to play for the contact. When he didn't get it, he airballed the shot and turned and was pointing to the official asking for the foul. Didn't get back on the other side and gives up the bucket. So really a 4-point swing.
Not just that, but then they come out and they try to get the ball in immediately, and they throw it right into the teeth of the Hurricane defense. And there, as you see, the Hurricane force another turnover, and I think this game has taken its shift.
Jalen Cumberland with the
Technical
takeaway.
foul, and I disagree with this call very strongly. He was just clapping. It may have appeared like he was clapping in the face of the defender, but I don't think that that is a problem. I don't think he was out in front of him. He was just clapping. Oh boy, I don't like that. Of all the things to give someone a technical foul over, this shouldn't be one of them, and that's just my opinion. And I think the fans agree with me. I'm trying to get as many fans here in Kettering as I can.
Quentin Gooden to the line for the technical free throws, hits the first. As Jalen Cumberland with the takeaway and the putback, and immediately called for a technical foul after the basket was made. And the second technical on the way. Gooden hits them both. Wilmington 73, Taylor County, Kentucky 66-19 for Gooden.
And it's such a big swing because not only does it change the points, you get 2 points from the line and an opportunity to make it as high as 5. And it also changes how you're approaching the game right now. Up 10, now back down 7, or up 7.
Not just that, but I mean the momentum swing was completely in the Hurricanes' favor, and it still can go that way, and that isn't over and back.
Quentin Gooden with the chase. You saw twice where the Cardinals were pushing it back, and if my math is correct, that's 18 points, 19 turnovers. Michael Hearn's math, I should say. I was thinking those were 10, not 5. I don't know why. But back the other way go the Hurricane. It's been a long day. As Wilmington's Alex Miller from the far wing kicks it back. And Jalen Cumberland's pass robbed away. Morgeson kicks it over far corner off of Wilmington by the Gatorade cooler. And it goes back to the Cardinals in front of the bench.
Gatorade. That's for you.
Powerade.
H2O.
73-66 Wilmington, your score, 2:26 to go in the fourth. As Wilmington looks to hold on for this victory here at Flyin to the hoop, off the glass and kicking away. David Sloan swung on that pass, flies over the head of Garrett Scott, and out of bounds. It will go back to the Cardinals.
Scott's quick, but he ain't that quick.
I was about to say, he made the last one work out like that arid pass that he was able to slow down and find the hoop, but not that one.
Kind of goes back to a couple of games ago, Paul, that you and I were doing, and we've seen this through the last 2 days now, where you get to the end, the last couple of minutes, and all of a sudden you try and go for a kill shot as opposed to maybe slowing up just a little bit.
Yeah, you try to overdo it and do too much.
Brandon Berry can't connect on the tray. Back the other way, off the high portion of the glass, and it falls through for Garrett Scott.
I think they had the chance of calling offensive and defensive goaltending there, so just let the ball play itself out.
Wilmington now leads by 9, 75-66, 1:38 to go. Three-pointer off the mark to the right from Gooden.
Not a good shot.
And Wilmington goes back the other way with the ball. They will take it as slow as they can out of the backcourt. They got to beat 10 seconds, and they do that just okay. Jaron Cumberland now. He'll dribble low, met up with Barry. Barry with 3 fouls as it's kicked back for Dylan Bogard. Bogard bounced around, spins past Morganson. They'll go far corner, spun back now from the top of the key. And Jaron Cumberland back with it. Wilmington looking to kill as much time as they can. And Jaron Cumberland draws a foul as the ball spins out of his hands. That's the 8th team foul upon Taylor County.
And look who's right in the mix again. Brandon Berry, but it was Devin Rafferty that was right there trying to end. He got caught in the middle again. Do I try and take this? Do I let it go?
He has been stuck in no man's land all day, but he got the beneficiary of one call. This one does not go his way. And maybe a few adjustments in his game for the next time he comes out. Pick one or the other.
Jaron Cumberland misses the first of 2. He gets another one as it's 75-66 Wilmington. One well-placed free throw makes it a double-digit lead, and the Hurricane do have a double-digit lead at 76-66. Cameron Studer comes back in. He's got 3 fouls for the Hurricane. He takes the place of Garrett Scott.
It scares me. I just read this. Jaron Cumberland has offers from Purdue and Butler. As a Xavier fan, that scares me. Butler does not need a player like Jaron Cumberland. They already beat X once this year.
Ooh.
Barry 3 downtown. And that's a timeout for the Cardinals. A full timeout, 76-69. And that's 18 points for Barry as the Wilmington Hurricane lead with 49.3 seconds to go in our last quarter. Let's look at the crossover instant replay. Turnover and back the other way. Here's Jalen Cumberland up in the air. Swoop, whoosh. There's the basket to go. And Jalen Cumberland back up. And you see the clapping, and the referee right there says, not in my basketball court. And he rings him up for the tee where Gooden makes the next 2. Wilmington 76, Taylor County 69.
Well, now that you saw the replay, what did you guys think? I mean, I'm not issuing technicals. I didn't go to officiating school. I took a class. That doesn't count. But
Was it an online class?
it was not an online
It
class.
was like a 2-for-1. You become a minister too.
Right? It takes 24 hours to get processed, but yeah.
You know, to be honest with you, I looked away at my stats the first time that it happened. I watched it there, and I mean, I don't know. You know, that's kind of one I think you let go. If anything, the one after the layup where he almost landed on the kid, I think would have more of a case. Not that it should be, but you'd have more of a case, in my opinion, of calling it a technical.
Oh, absolutely. I agree. I've seen some interesting technicals this year. I know, as I was alluding, that I'm a Musketeer fan. A guy by the name of Jalen Reynolds got a dunk, and he flexed afterwards. And when he flexed, immediately you saw the tee fly as fast as it did here. And unless I didn't see, I can't tell, unless his hands were across that baseline clapping, I wouldn't call that. Because if it just looked like he was clapping elbows down, it didn't look like he was extended. I don't know.
Javen Cumberland's got 29 points, but he's got blood on his jersey as well. At some point, the official stopped it. Now, they stopped the game. I'm surprised that they didn't just have him check out. Maybe it's because there's 49 seconds left. But that really should be an issue where they take him to the end of the bench.
Yeah.
Because they're holding up the pace of the game right now.
They are, and that is something that I'm sure that the official is saying, hey, if we can't get this settled now, we got other games going here.
Coach Gatewood for Taylor County is making that argument as he walked towards half court.
Absolutely, and he's being told by an official, and he's a little confused, as am I. And here comes the sub now. So we're going to get this going, and now they've instructed him he has to be moved down to the end of the bench as the rules state. I mean, if it's pretty simple. When you're bleeding, there's just absolute, whether it's coming from you or not, whether it's just on you, I don't know. But they want to take every safety precaution possible, and he will head toward the locker room. Yeah.
Wilmington back with the ball in their backcourt, up 76-69 with 41 seconds to go in regulation. swung towards the paint, and back down for Alex Miller. 4 fouls, no points. And taking a foul on the back was Cameron Stewart, who has 2, and that will be the 9th team foul on Taylor County. And to the line goes Cameron Stewart for the 1-and-1.
And it seems like a simple thing, but Jaron Cumberland really did a great job of flexing his muscle at half court to keep that play alive. Not only did he run off another 5 seconds, he kept his team from turning the ball over and losing their 7-point lead, now 8.
Good thing for Wilmington, they have another Cumberland stuck in the back of their pocket because they needed him for that play. And they now lead by 8, make it 9.
Stewart hits both of the bonuses as we will see Harley McPherson return for the Hurricane in the place of Alex Miller.
He's got a nice game. Had that 3 ball in the beginning part of this quarter.
And I believe that will be Jalen Cumberland with a new jersey. That's number 55 now.
And it's about 2 sizes too big.
He fits it out well.
33 seconds to go, and Wilmington back with it, and hugging on to the back of Garrett Scott is a Cardinal, and both teams are now in the double bonus. That foul goes against Cam Morganson. That's his 2nd. And by the way, the last foul went on Quentin Gooden. That was his 4th.
Yeah, New Jersey, same player, so they're gonna get the same leadership out of him, and whether he puts a point in with the number 55 jersey or not, he's done more than his fair share of giving them their 11-point lead now, as it is an 80-69 Hurricane lead.
It's not very often that you see them allow that. I don't know, honestly, that in OHSAA play, they would have allowed him to come back in wearing a different number.
I've seen it before.
3-pointer on the way, far wing. You can count it for Ezra Oliver. He's got 5 now, and a timeout taken by the Cardinals. 80-72, Wilmington, an 8-point lead for the orange, black, and white with 22.7 seconds to go in the 4th.
I mean, that's why JV travels with you most of the time, ain't it? Hey, give me your jersey, kid. I need to play.
I don't know, though. Earlier this season, I had a girls' game where almost the exact same scenario, and they gave, it was Lipsick Vikings, they gave the coach a technical because the girl's number wasn't registered in the book because she had to change jerseys. So I think maybe it's an interpretation thing.
It is, and maybe you just need to discuss it beforehand, and if you don't clear it up with the scores table right away, they will book you with a T if they don't have them. Wish we could do that up here when we don't have their number or name, you know? Just, hey, stop the game. What's his name?
I imagine it's a little bit different playing by the High School Athletic Association, the national version of their rules, in more of a relaxed setting here at Flyin to the Hoop.
Yeah, here you want to see the stars out there. Get a jersey on him. Who cares what number's on his back?
Or what his name is in the program.
They've made mistakes before, so why not make one more?
Hurricane 80, Cardinals 72 with 22.7 seconds to go in the 4th. And it's back for Wilmington to the left of a videographer. In the hands of Jaron Cumberland. Cumberland in the backcourt. Airmails one towards the blue line. Now Cameron Stewart. And we will have a foul on the Cardinals. They're over the limit. And both teams will be shooting 2 from this point on. 17 seconds left in regulation.
I'm sorry, excuse me again. That has to absolutely hurt as a Cardinal fan. You had the ball in your hands, but the whistle was blown just prior to it as a foul. They got the turnover they wanted, and they were unable to have that play as it's nullified by the whistle.
That's where if you're in a normal gym setting, as the free throw goes down for Wilmington and Cameron Stewart, you get the student sections right on top of you chanting, "You can't do that."
Yes, absolutely.
Still one of my favorite things.
Second one is good by Cameron Stewart. He's got 4 free-throw points, and it's back to 10 for the Hurricane, 82-72. 12 seconds, 3 on the way, top of the key. That won't fall in for Sloan, and the ball is recovered by Cameron Stewart. Past the blue line, 5 seconds, and the Wilmington Hurricane will win 82-72 over the Taylor County Cardinals from Campbellsville, Kentucky.
Much to the chagrin of most of these fans here, as they finally are able to stand and cheer as they were on their heels for the game, and Taylor brought it close but could never get over the hump and give the 10-point victory to the boys in white and orange.
Taylor County drops to 16-4 with the loss. Anytime you commit 20-plus turnovers, it's not going to be a real good time, and we've seen that 2 games in a row now.
Yeah, you don't often win games when you turn the ball over that many times, and Wilmington had a great showing from their brothers. Javen Cumberland leading the way, and his little brother not far behind him. Hard to call this guy little. Jaron Cumberland as well. It was their show. And Cumberland should have been, isn't there a city in Cumberland in Kentucky or something?
I believe so.
I believe so, boy.
Sounds right.
I feel like they made a new home against good old Taylor County in Campbellsville, Kentucky. I'm sure it's not far.
It's not that far from Louisville.
There we go.
Jalen Cumberland with 29 points for the Hurricane. Jaron Cumberland with 27. And for the Cardinals, Quentin Gooden with 19. Brandon Berry with 18. As that will do it for our broadcast of Wilmington versus Taylor County. The Hurricane are victorious in 82-72 win. For Paul Lockman and Michael Hearn, my name is Lee W. Mound. We hope you enjoyed this broadcast here. And our next game, we'll see the Dunbar Wolverines from Dayton, Ohio, take on the LaPorte, Indiana native, the La Lemire Lakers. We'll be back in a couple minutes here on SUV TV.